Many people are wondering how tariffs are ultimately going to impact the real estate market. Are we now going to see a decrease in cost in the real estate market? Well, it's first important to note what a tariff is. A tariff in this case is a tax imposed on other countries on goods that are imported into the US. However, they do have an overarching effect on the overall economy as well as Americans like you and I. So take a t-shirt, for example, that's made in China. It might cost China $2 to make a t-shirt. They then send that t-shirt over to the US. That now baseline price is $4.08 if you impose a 104% tariff. You take that and you add on all the operating costs for Target, Walmart, or whoever, as well as a whole variety of other expenses and profit margins, and that's why you get a $30 minimum t-shirt here in the US. So all in all, tariffs ultimately impact us as the consumer because generally we're the ones that have to pay more for each individual product that's imported. Unless the company wants to pick up the tariffs and eat into their profit margins, but you and I both know that that's more than unlikely. So how does this impact the real estate market? Well, currently in New Hampshire, we have a supply issue, meaning there's far more buyers on the market than there are homes to supply that demand. So with increased prices, it might take buyers out of the market because they can no longer afford a $3,000, $5,000, whatever it may be, extra a month mortgage due to things costing 10, 15, 30% plus more for essential items. So with less buyers in the market, you're more likely to see prices decrease due to sellers trying to make their house more attractive to the buyers that are currently in the market. If you're building, this affects you in a whole different way, and this tariff news is probably less than ideal due to the majority of building materials here in the US are imported. You take aluminum, steel, wood, whatever it may be, appliances, generally it's imported, so you will immediately be affected by these increased prices. In other words, it might no longer make sense to build the home because it's going to cost 30 to 40% more than you initially anticipated.